Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mel Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, your close to my heart maker. And for today's layout, I wanted to document a recent trip that my husband and I took to the zoo with our granddaughters. I didn't have a whole lot of pictures, just a few of them here, but I did want to document that, and to help me document those, I wanted to use this stencil from the core catalog. Paired that stencil then with the mix-in papers from the April Close to My Heart seasonal catalog, and you can see some of these papers here. The colors are just absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this off, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's talk about the actual layout itself. Now I'm starting with a 12 by 12 sheet of white daisy cardstock, and I've got a piece of that mix-in pack paper, and I've cut that down to 8 by 9 1/4 actually. I'm going to just flip that on the side like this, I think, and then I'm going to lay my pictures out kind of in a grid on that pattern paper. Let's see, my photos measure. This one is it's a 4 by 6 with the mat, with the white mat. I print those at home with a border around them. This one is a 3 by 4, and this one actually, by the time I get it done and matted, it'll be a 3 by 3. But I am using the Polaroid cutout frame from one of our very popular thin cuts. Then I think I want to take these. Let's take this pattern paper. This is the Bright Yellow Sunshines. And let's put a piece up here, a strip up here, and then another strip down below it. So it looks like one continuous piece going underneath that blue pattern paper. Okay, so that's looking good right there. And then right here, I want to do a title. And I want to use, see, it says Wild and Free, but I don't want it to go on the blue. I could put it just on the white, but that's too far down, so I'm going to work with that a little bit and put that on some white cardstock. But before I do that, I want to do some stenciling to the background here. And on this stencil are these cute little animal footprints, so I thought that would make a cute border along the bottom. So we're going to put that along the bottom. That's my toffee, ink, and a small blending brush. And I'm just going to, let's get that even, go on those little paw prints. All right, and then we reveal that and pull that off. We have just a very subtle footprint across the bottom there. Let's see, I couldn't really stop there. So when I bring my paper back in, I've still got this heavy blank spot here, and they've got all these really cool patterns, like animal print patterns on this stencil. So I thought this spotted cheetah leopard looking thing would look pretty down here in the corner. And again, I'm going to use my toffee, ink, and a blending brush. All right, so that's looking good. That's giving that a good space there. All right, so there's one more little stencil on here because I didn't want to stop there. I like layering up the stencils and making different looks. Then we have this little, I don't know, it looks like dinosaur tracks or something almost, but I really like it. So I thought I would use that with like a charcoal gray, smoky slate, this is called actually. And we'll put a little bit here. And one more stencil I want to use here. They've got these little shapes or designs here, and I thought I would use my Ranger Distress Grit paste in the opaque color, and to add a little texture. I like adding texture to my layouts too. I don't like them to be so flat all the time. So I'm just picking a little of that up with a palette knife and just scraping over that stencil. And then when you lift that up, got a nice texture there. And I'm just going to Okay, I'm back. That's dry. I went ahead and I did another piece because I didn't, those mistakes I made on that other page, got those black smudges on there. I wasn't able to cover them up, but that's okay because I can use that paper for something else. So I went ahead and redid it a little bit, and let me hold it up. I don't know if you can see the different textures and the different stencils that I used here, and I decided to add some of this spotted stencil up in that corner. All right, one more thing I decided to do before I adhered all this down was go ahead and take my toffee ink and my little dome top sponge dauber, and I'm going to ink up the edges of my cardstock with the toffee. And that's just... So now it's time to work on our title. So I have a piece of white daisy cardstock. Let's move this out of the way and keep our all-purpose mat there. And I've got the title from that same stencil, Wild and Free. And I think I'm going to use Jade, title, Wild and Free. And I've got some of the other areas of that title taped off so I don't get any extra in there. Okay, let's take a look. Perfect. I love it. All right, so the next thing is the stencil also has this giraffe and this elephant. And I'll show you, I've already done the elephant. I did that in a gray color and then just fussy cut around it. Now to do the giraffe, I've already done that as well, but let me show you how I did that. It's actually did it in 2 steps. So I've gone ahead and I've stenciled the giraffe with shortbread ink, and then this same stencil had this other animal print, which kind of looked to me like giraffe spots. So I'm just going to put that over top of the giraffe, and I'm going to use a darker color. Let's tape this down so it doesn't move around. Okay, and I'm going to use toffee over top of it with my blending brush. Let's lift that off and see how that looks. There you go. And then when you cut that all out, then you've got a nice die cut image. All right, so I die cut the title then out of an oval die cut that I had. I've got the giraffe down on some foam tape, and I'm going to do the same thing with the elephant here. And then it's time to build some more embellishments around the page. So we're just going to put the elephant kind of like that. Then I've got just some floral die cuts I had in my stash. This is a really, really old stamp and die cut that I had from another company. So I thought I would use that on this page. I like the flowers. So I just cut them in the different coordinating colors of cardstock, and I thought this is so much orange up here in this corner, we needed to bring some of that down here. So I've got a couple of the flowers here a couple of the leaves, and those are also cut out in that same color cardstock in the jade. And let's see, this flower has kind of a center embellishment, and then another center there. And let's see, I think let's put a little flower cluster up here in this corner, maybe with the papaya and a little yellow one. Thought I had one here somewhere. Let's put a black center on that one. And there's a tiny little leaf we can put there as well. Just a tiny little cluster up there. And I think, should we do one more floral cluster here? Like that. And that's got the die cut piece on the center there. All the embellishments are adhered down, and I added a few little extra touches. Let's see. I took my tabs and thin cuts from Close to My Heart, and I cut out a little tab up there and just wrote the date with my black lip pen. I had a little stamp, like a library stamp in my stash, and I just stamped the little word awesome down here. And I did that in toffee. I did it on some scratch paper first to see if I would like it. I did it in the black, and then I did it in the toffee, and I thought the black stood out too much with the light toffee colors down here, even though I've got a little bit of black up here. It just stood out too much, so I did it with toffee. And then I added from my stash, I have some of these enamel dots, and I think this was from the Crisp Air collection, so I'm sure some of you probably have that in your stash because it was a very popular one. But any color enamel dots from anywhere, I just like the little bit of detail that adds at the end. And then I did take my journaling and I measured this spot here, and I typed that out on my notes app on my iPad. I got a text box to the size that I wanted, and put it on clear label paper. First time I did it, I guess I didn't measure right, and it was too big, so then I measured it and I put it on the clear label paper, clear label paper. That completes this page. And thank you so much for joining me. I am so glad that you took time out of your busy day to stop and visit with me. If you like this page, please be sure to go ahead and give that a thumbs up, and even leave me a sweet comment down below. I do love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. All supplies will be listed down below in the description box, and I will have still shots of this on my social media pages. So once again, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time here on YouTube, bye-bye.